Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Craftwork Cards, Julie Love's January launch of a Special Days collection. It's going to give you a few seconds just for a few people to join. Hi Sue, I'm going to need to put my glasses on now because I can't see anything on the screen. Hi Susan, hi Joe, hi Jack. Oh, it's lovely, great. Hi Dawn. It's lovely that lots of you are joining us on this rather grey and dismal afternoon, so what better things to do than actually be here together. Hello Kathy. Hi Maxine. So right, shall we get started? Hi Elizabeth. Okay, so I just really want to thank you for joining me. Can't wait to show you what's in the box. And I know everyone who subscribes, your boxes are on their way. So I don't know, some of you may have got them, some of you might not yet, but hopefully tomorrow morning you'll get them anyway. Hi Betty, hi Julie, hi Lisa, hi Diane. So I want to share with you what's in the box. Hi Elaine, hi Eileen, hi Janet. I just want to say that if you're used to watch and buy from Create and Craft, then you can obviously do that now direct with ourselves. So you need to go to the website, so www.craftworkcards.com, and there is a Julie Love section. If you click on, if you just want to try it for 1 month, so if you were like used to buying it just month on month, you can do that. You need to click the month to month on the website, and each month, about a week before it goes out, we will actually email you to say, do you want this month's box, before we debit your credit card or your money. So we wouldn't take the money without asking you if you do still want it. So you have a chance to say, I do want it, I don't want it. So obviously, why would you say no? Of course I want you to say yes. But anyway, it's obviously, that's entirely up to you, but we will contact you before we actually take the money for it. So if you used to buy from Create and Craft, you can now buy direct from ourselves. We do have other options. There is a 3-month subscription, which actually works out obviously a nice bit cheaper for you. And also you get free P&P. And then there's a 6-month subscription as well, which makes it even cheaper. And yeah, so you're obviously saving more money that way. Obviously the choice is yours. So I'm going to take a look through the box. Hi Mum, Nan's watching. Hi Owen. Thanks for sorting it. Hi Mary, glad you could join us. I'm going to look through the box, and I've got lots of sample cards to show you as well, and then I've got 3 demos to do, and I'm going to make some scruffy flowers because I got some requests for that once I showed how to do it with the Nouveau Vogue, so just thought I would do that as well. And yeah, so shall we get started? So I'm going to flip the camera around. Oh, before I start, is the sound okay? Because I've got my mic on and everything. Can you give me some thumbs up to say that the sounds are good? And then when I flip you around, I want you to give me some thumbs up just to say, oh, there's no thumbs up. Does that mean you can't hear me? Oh, yay! Right, okay, so you can see me okay and you can hear me okay. So I'm going to flip you around now so that you can see the box, all right? And I have to say, I can't get you far enough away to see the whole thing, so bear with me a minute. I've forgotten how to switch you around. Sit there. Right, so do we have you up the right way? Lots of thumbs up if I'm up the right way, so that you can see the box nicely. Okay, lovely. So we're up the right way. Excellent. So if you subscribe to our subscription box, this is what will come through the post. I can't even get it all in. Look, it's so big. And it's lovely and narrow. So it will actually, can you see how thin that is? That will fit through your letterbox if you're not in. How cool is that? We did think of everything. Okay, so let me just open the box. So this is what you will get as a subscription box subscriber. So you get a little leaflet in the box each month, which just tells you a little bit about how we came about the collection, and also different ways to stay in touch, which if you start using those little hashtags and things, more people will get to see Julie Loves, which will be great. And we also give you these options here as well for buying the stamps, and you get them at a special price, so it's obviously cheaper. And also this month we've got a lovely heart wreath as well. Obviously it's February coming up, so it's going to be like the month of love, obviously. So just thought it'd be really nice to make some nice heartfelt things. Okay, and then also on here it's got a little bit about our Craftwork Cards Friends Club. on Facebook, so our Facebook page, lots of ideas and inspiration and everything on there. So if you're not a member, then go across, ask to become a member, and Mary will activate you and you won't miss out on anything. Okay, so that's the first part that you get in your box. You move everything out of the way. Then we have our paper pad. So this is a 6x6 paper pad, 150 GSM. There's 8 different designs and you're getting 5 sheets of each one. So this is the first one. In fact, I'm going to move the box away so you can just see the actual paper pad there. So beautiful. I love, look, all this lovely scripty writing on there, that lovely detail with that lace doily, and then those hand-drawn roses. Aren't they beautiful? So you're getting 5 sheets of that one. Then we have the little red, and it's like an off-white sort of creamy colour background with the little squares, which is really lovely. Oh, thank you, Hilary. That's lovely that you've been looking forward to this all week. Thank you. Then you've got this lovely, it's like a dotty design. It's got big dots and then little tiny ones in between, which is really, really lovely. I love this. So that's, you're getting 5 sheets of that one. This is probably my favourite. I love this sheet. I don't know why, but there's just something about it. Thank you, Mary. They are beautiful papers, aren't they? And then we have the hot pink and the white with the lovely spots. So again, I wanted it to be hot pinks and reds and things like that. So with a Valentine theme, but not necessarily just for Valentine's. So there's not actually anything that means you can't use it at any other time of the year. I just love those colours together as well. And then this one, I mean, are just absolutely stunning, isn't it? And this, obviously, because it's black and white, means you can make it whatever colour you want it to be. So if you want to have purple roses, you could, orange roses, whatever you want. Just really nice to be able to colour that one in. And then little hearts. I like this too, gorgeous. And that is, I want to hold it up because you've got all this lovely scripty writing in the background as well. So there's always lots of detail and everything in our pattern papers. Oh my goodness! Now, Joy, where, Jakarta, that's a long way away, isn't it? Well, that's going to really show up my geography now. I wish I was in the house and the boys could tell me where that was, but that's a long way away. Excellent. Oh yes, Judith, you used my collection yesterday, didn't you, at the workshop? And Eileen, yeah, it was fab. I saw what you'd made. It was beautiful. So that's the Special Days paper pad that you'll get in your box. Then you're going to get 6 different sheets of die cuts. You get 3 sheets of each one. So this month we've done die cut tags. So we've got these beautiful different shaped tags. Some of them have got Valentine's on, some of them have just got birthday things, some of them are empty so you can stamp your own messages. But I'm going to show you a way to use them as well if you don't want to use them for Valentine's Day. So I will show you that as well. So that's the tags that you're getting. Then we've got, and you get 3 sheets of each of the different 6 die cut designs. So masses. In here you've got all your black and cream flowers, again all die cut, lots of lovely different shapes. So there's 24 on a sheet, so you are getting 3 sheets of those, and if I'm right I think it's 72, but don't quote me on that one. Maths wasn't ever my strong point at school. Then we've got these other sentiments, so you've got lots of chalkboard looking ones, so they're going to really pop off those red and pink papers beautifully. Just lovely. Don't be afraid to trim these down as well. I've done that on some of the samples too, and I'll show you a lovely card that Jules actually used these letters off of here as well, which is so clever. So sorry, I'm reading your comments as I go as well, just in case there's any questions, but thank you for all the lovely comments and for all the hearts. It's really lovely that you love it as well. Then we've got these beautiful, so we've got our big 9 flowers on a sheet. So not only have you got the little flowers, but with the big flowers, so you can use these as a lovely focal point for your cards this time. Again, lots of lovely detail that Steph always puts on everything. I mean, just the texture on this lovely crafty looking one in the centre there, beautiful. So fabulous to curl and shape. So 3 sheets of that one. And then we've got these lovely lace doilies, which comes with a border. This is the only bit that isn't die cut. So this you have to actually cut out. We can use it as a strip, or you can cut around the lace border as well. But then we've got all our lovely doilies in here with all that detail. Again, in that lovely like crafty colour, sort of canvassy. It's almost like Hessian, isn't it? And then you've got the red and the pink and the black. So really lovely mixtures all together. These are die cut. These are going to pop out. And I'm going to show you something that you can do, because when you pop it out, because we always put a lot of bleed on everything because we're professional, but then look, you have these lovely empty frames that you could actually put on a card, put photographs behind. You could use these borders and just leave them on there as well. So much you can do with this. So 3 sheets of those as well, and then 3 sheets of your little flowers. So again, all that detail with that script writing, lots of the designs that you've got on your pattern papers but just made smaller. I love how Steph's turned this one around, so you had a cream background and now you've got a red background but with cream crisscrosses on them to make checkers. But just lovely, so perfect combination. You're also getting a bag of black gloss candy. Woohoo! Thank you. Hi Brenda. Yeah, aren't those doilies lovely? Really lovely. Yes, so black gloss candy. How cool is that? And you always get an idea sheet. So when we first started doing Julie Loves, my idea behind it was I wanted to get you started with some ideas. So when you actually open your box up, I know what it's like, you get stuck for some ideas to get started. So you will always have an idea sheet in here. Got the instructions as well. So that's one of the cards. Then this month I decided to do a canvas picture. So rather than giving you like just all card ideas, so you've got a home decor project, but each of these panels on here could be an individual card. So don't think that, oh, I wouldn't make a picture, I don't need to look at this. Each of these panels could then be an individual card. Got another couple of cards here, really simple ones, and again one on the back, and again with some instructions. And then when you subscribe, we always give you a special treat just for you, because you are special to us. Oh look, you can see the reflection of those lights, sorry. So this month you are getting 4 sheets of these beautiful foiled postcards. You've got for a special couple on your anniversary, on your wedding day. You have congratulations on your engagement. You have Be My Valentine, and look at that foiling on there, just gorgeous. And then you have With Love on your birthday and Happy Birthday to You. So you're getting 4 sheets of those. They aren't die cut, they're ready for you to cut out as you want to use them. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Debbie. It is a gorgeous kit. So if I move on to show you a few of the sample cards first of all. So this was one that I made for the booklet, so using my borders just as strips as they come. So I haven't cut round them that way, but again using that lovely glossy candy for the centres and just curling and shaping the sentiments as well, so it gives you some texture and dimension to them. Don't be afraid to do that rather than just putting them on flat. So that's one card. Then this is another one that I made for the ideas sheet. So again, you've got some of those doilies. I've just highlighted different bits with some liquid pearls, done my centres for my flowers, the spiral ones that come on the die cuts, and then added some black candy to everything. And these little banners along here, these are just all the little bits and pieces that I had left. So just a great way of using up your little scraps, but just gives you that really interesting border, and they're all loose as well, so they're only attached at the edge, so it's got that little bit of movement to it as well. And then I found a chipboard heart that I had from a long time ago and just drew around that onto my pattern papers, but you could do that with any shape heart that you could draw around. So that was another one. Then we've got another one here, like quite plain and simple, lots of white space again. I've changed the shape, I believe, on this, or did I? Maybe not. No, I didn't. Right, I've used that one as it came. This is one of the tags, so I've overlapped my sentiment onto the pretty tag with the roses on, and then again just using those doilies and a couple of strips of pattern paper. So that was a nice easy one. Thank you, Mark. It is a lovely kit. So this is the one that I've made using lots of the flowers, just the congratulations and your congratulations on your anniversary. I've put a panel of the pink dotty, but I've put different papers. I've put the pink diamondy, pink and red diamond at the top, but then I've used the stripes at the bottom. So don't be afraid of that. You don't have to just put top and bottom the same. It looks nice if you mix it up a little bit as well. And then Jill Cox has helped me make a few samples as well. I love Jill's cards. She always says, oh, mine are just so easy to do and so plain, but that for me is the hardest type of card to make. The less you put on them, the harder it is, and I just think that is absolutely stunning. So just dead simple piece. It's a black card, but the black and white roses, it's got red glitter glue in the centres of the flowers, Absolutely lovely. So yes, you need to show Jill some love for all her makes that she made for me with this. And then this was my mum's favourite when I was showing her yesterday what we've got. Oh, thank you. Oh, Jenny, that's brilliant. Oh, there is a lot in this box, Helen. You're right. Lots to play with. There goes your bank balance. Sorry, Peter. We could just have direct access to it, really, couldn't we? Sorry, that's bad. Yeah, you do, really. You're right, Betty. Okay, so this one that Jill's done here, I love how she curled her daisies up, which I don't do often enough. I always curl them back. So I love the fact that she's curled them up. She's decoupaged the roses as well, so she's cut those out and added them to the front of the card. But just with that doily, you don't need anything else, do you? She's rounded the corners as well, which is a really nice effect. It does so much, that, just rounding the corners. And look as well, I've just noticed, Jill, you cut that out of the doily, haven't you? Brilliant. The black and white was my favourite as well, Eileen. Yep. And then this one as well that I love of Jill's. You can't get much simpler than that, but how stunning and elegant and stylish does that look? That belongs in a very expensive card shop. Jill Cox is amazing. She is. She is. She needs lots of crafty hugs. And then this is another one that Jill's done as well. Oh, maybe it's in the other book. I'm sure you did one where you cut the letters out. Have I missed that? I'm going mad. Maybe I dreamt that then. But I love this as well, just with the panel inside. So she's cut a little piece away from the front, one of the tags, and just a couple of the flowers layered up as well. Really, really lovely. And then what Jill did yesterday at the workshop, she made this beautiful MDF box which they decorated with the Julie Loves papers and put some flowers and a lovely sentiment at the top there. And then inside they filled it with 10 beautiful little cards. How fab, and what a great gift to give somebody. Isn't that lovely? So just using the papers and the sentiments, just all the bits and pieces that you get in this Julie Loves kit, the special days, to make really lovely, easy cards. They are fantastic cards, Peter, you're right. Beautiful. And I love this, what Jill's done here. 2 little bits of ribbon knotted together. Not a bow, just 2 single pieces of ribbon. But it looks like a bow. How effective is that? And a great way to use up those little bits of ribbon that you might have. Again, just one of the lovely little tags with the rose. They're still going. This one's wrapped with ribbon as well, which I thought was a lovely thing to do. So you've got to undo your ribbon to get into your card. And then using one with the doilies on, so you could add some candies to the middle of this if you wanted to. But stunning. And then lastly, this is one onto, we've got a bit of glue there. Let's get that off. This is a hot glue gun lady, I can tell. So onto a craft as well. It looks very nice on craft, really lovely. So that was the lovely box of cards that Jill did, and everyone did a workshop with that yesterday at Leeds, which I thought was fabulous. I'll put those all away and back in the box. And then I wanted to show you, oh, the wreath kits as well. So the wreath kit that we've got as a special offer, it's not going to look very nice because it's mirror, so it's going to really catch the light. This is the one that Jill made. I mean, it is looking beautiful, sorry, not that it doesn't look nice, but it catches the light really badly. But look at all those beautiful flowers. She's just added some of that natural fibre as well, little bits of liquid pearls as well, and then she's hung her second heart from the bottom. Not easy to show you because the camera's so close now, but that was one. And then this is the one that I made. So again, using the mirror, I put lots of dots around my the edge of my mirror heart, and then just layered up lots of different flowers, and again did the same with my bottom piece as well, and then they're linked together with ribbon. So it's a really nice kit. Perfect for a wedding present, perfect for an engagement, doesn't have to be for Valentine's, but a really nice fun kit to have as well. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, so this was the page, this was the canvas that I made. I don't think I can get it back far enough for you, not quite. Let me tip it a little bit. Okay, so this is what I wanted to say to you, like, even if you don't like to make a picture, don't forget there are 4 card ideas on here. So all these could be individual ideas to use on your cards instead of it being in a picture format. So just with overlapping your tags and all those lovely doilies as well. And then that heart in the middle, that could be a 5th card. Just make a heart and put that on the front of a card. I wanted to let you know as well, I have made the Pinterest boards live. So all the ideas that we've had, that Jill's shared and that I've shared, are all actually on the Pinterest board now. So you can go and have a look and pin them and keep them so you know you've got them for later. And then these, the other offer that you had in your box. Sorry, the glare's on there, terrible. So this is for the set of stamps. So this is the Julie Love Special Days stamp. So you've got congratulations, a couple on your day, 4 happy, kiss, hug, birthday wishes, be my love, with dream 2, special Valentine, an apostrophe and an S, wedding, engagement and anniversary. So lots of different sentiments that you can use and make up your own sentiments with. You've got some hearts to make some backgrounds as well. So really lovely selection of words there, and I love these big words. You know how much I love using those. So I made a few cards. So I wanted to show you, although it is like we've done it with a Valentine's theme, it doesn't have to be for Valentine's. So I've used my heart and punch and made little hearts to put my little words in there. So, and use the heart for a background, and then the red ones I've actually done in glossy accents. So the pink ones I just stamped and left, and the red ones have got glossy accents on them. Then I also did this one, which I love this card. So I wanted to show you using the stamps but combining them with the kit and also making a birthday card rather than it being for Valentine's. You can, Claire, you can order your stamp set. We usually do an email that goes out before the box goes out so we can include it. But if you want to have it now that you've seen it, you can just go online and order it and you will get it at the special price. Even if when you check out it doesn't, Sonia will be able to sort it out for you. But it should go through at the special price. So you've got your flowers here that I've just curled and shaped. I've added a few sequins, but I just used the little heart that you get either side of my sentiment, and that just draws your eye to the sentiment as well. And again, just stamping on the background papers, but I gave it some texture and dimension by curling it, so it isn't just flat onto my card. Okay, so that was that one. And then the last one, I wanted to do a wedding card. So I've stamped my wording onto my papers. Sorry, I'm getting very hot. I need to turn my heater down. I'm going to melt in a minute. So I've stamped onto the pattern papers, and I've just drawn these little squares around my wording. So it just draws your eye to them. So you can make up whatever sentiment you want. So you've got special couple on your wedding day for this one. Punched out some hearts from my background papers. So everything coordinates and works so well together. So I've got 3 demos that I would like to show you. So I will, sorry, I'm just answering Claire. Thank you. I'm going to order my first box. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Claire. That's lovely. If you add the stamps onto it then, and then Sonia will be able to sort it out for you. Okay, so I'm going to do three demos for you now. So I'm just going to clear the decks a little bit so I can but move everything out of the way. And I'm going to bring my mat in, which we decided the other day was great. It didn't have any glare, so I'll make sure that it hasn't got any glare today. And let's move my light a little bit away. That's better. Okay, so the first card that I wanted to show you was using that lovely doily paper, which I absolutely adore. I think it's fabulous. Really, really beautiful. Now you're going to have to bear with me because I've got a camera in front of me. I didn't think about this when I was going to be demoing. So I'm just going to put, and I didn't test my glue, I'm just going to put some glue around the edge of my pattern paper, which I have already cut down slightly in size. So this is going to leave me a nice white border around the edge of my card, like so. So I can firm that down. I mean, the detail on that, isn't that pretty? I mean, you don't need anything else really, do you? You really don't. So then I've taken one of the postcards that we've got in the kit, and I'm just going to, so this is our free gift to you. So I've trimmed this down. So this is the one that says happy birthday to you. Just going to take a red ink pad and add just that little bit of colour around the edge. Brown would look good too, but I just thought we were going to stick with pink and red for this one. What you could do, which I've only just thought of, which would look fantastic, but it's too late because I stuck it down now, is you could actually have cut this so that your roses would have overhung and you could have tucked that behind in the like a little pocket, but I've stuck it down now, so that was a shame. Never mind. Okay, so because I've inked around the edge of the tag of the postcard, I would do the same to everything that I'm going to put on the card now. So I'm going to ink around the edge of the tag. I've got a circle sentiment as well, so I'll do that too. Might as well do all of them in one go. And then just around the edge, even though you won't see that particularly on the black, it does, when you actually look at it, you can see that it's got a red tinge to it, so it is worth doing. We've got some creamy flowers, so really nice to add that little bit of colour around the edge of that as well. Let's bring the crafty one so we can add some colour to that. And the ink pad that I'm using is a Versa Magic, which is a chalk ink pad which dries uber quick, so these will be dry and ready for me to curl and shape in just a second. But you can stamp in this as well, which I always forget because I use it for inking around the edge. I always forget that I can then actually stamp with it, and it's a really nice chalky ink pad, but it's got a nice foam surface, so it's really easy to use and add that bit of colour, and it's called Red Magic in case anybody wants that. Okay, so need to get some foam pads and pop the holes out of my tag. So it comes pre-drilled, so you can just pop those out, and then I'm going to take a little bit of red twine just to join things together. So just trim a bit of twine down, and I think we'll tie these two pieces together first of all. In fact, I'm going to double it up. I think that'll look nicer. So we just pop that through the tag, and I'm just going to tie a double knot. I'm not going to do a bow, and then we'll trim down the ends to however long I want them. So then I'm going to have my, let's get rid of all the wispy bits off of there. Oh, I could show you about shaping the postcard. So I'm going to actually add a bit of shape to it. So I'm going to do it one way and then do it the other way. So now that's got that little bit of dimension and shape when I put that down on my card, which is going to look really lovely. And then I've got my other tag. So again, so you want something round and smooth, something like a pen would be perfect as well, because you just want that card to curl around it, and because it's such a lovely weight, it will keep its shape. And so we can add this to here as well. Don't want to cover too much of my roses up. Okay, so let's get some bits down on my card. So let's use some, in fact I'm going to glue. I found that this is a good way when you shape things, if you glue where you've made the bumps. So let's pop that down there, and then put that little bit of height in it, and we've got glue on the edge of where I've shaped it, so the bump on the other side, and that will actually hold that in place. Okay, and then I'm going to take some foam pads. Sorry, I've got my hand right in front of the camera. Pop those down on the back here, and then we can take the backing paper away, find my pokey tool. Okay, get rid of those. And then I'm going to add my tag over the top. I can have this at an angle. I could tuck that one behind, but I'm not. I'm going to have this on the top here. That's fine. And then I'm going to curl and shape my flowers. So going to lift my petals up to start with, which I usually do, and then I'm going to put my pokey tool in the centre but behind the petal, and I'm going to pinch either side, so it just makes like a crease in each petal. They don't have to be exactly the same. No flowers are the same, are they, with their petals? So it looks a bit nicer if it is a little bit more random. Then we can put some glue on the back, and we'll add a flower up here. And I've got a smaller one, so we've got a centre for that one as well. So again, lift my petals up and then put my pokey tool behind, and then just crease behind each petal. So I'm pinching it between my fingers around the pokey tool, just so it puts that little crease in each petal. So it's going to look like that when I've done. Okay, then we can add some glue to the back of here, and I would offset it so I've got a petal in between each of the gaps now, which looks much nicer. And then we have a couple of flowers for down here. I've got this other sentiment which I'm going to pop on there. So we'll have some foam pads on the back here. I'll just take that away, and then I can pop this down at an angle, so you're going over your tags. We've got a centre for that flower, so we've got one of these lovely spirals which you unravel, so they have been die cut. You unravel it and then start on the outside edge. I use a pokey tool to get me going and just wrap that around. Once that starts going, you can then wind it. So I hold it between my fingers, top and bottom. Can you see that? So I'm just pinching it top and bottom, and then I wind that around all the way into the centre, and there's that little circle piece right in the middle. So we can put some glue on here. And because you're only hitting the high spot, so you only hit the high spots underneath, you need quite a bit of glue then to hold it. If you want to let that unravel slightly, you can just let it go and it will unravel. If you want it nice and tight, you just pinch it together, hold it with your fingers, give the glue a few seconds to go off, a little bit of glue in the middle of my flower, and now I've got that lovely centre to that dimensional flower. So then I've got a couple of daisy ones which I'm just going to curl and shape my petals. So again, I lift all my petals up first and then I curl them back round. So then this has got some dimension to it as well. Little bit of glue on the background. Obviously need to overhang on that postcard. Again, with our little creamy flower that we've got with a red edge, curl and shape that as well. And again, a little bit of glue on the back and offset it. And then we've got some beautiful glossy black candy to fit in the centres of these two flowers. Let's take those backing papers away. Then this lovely black gloss candy. It's just stunning. Really lovely. Okay, so I think we're just about done for our first one. So using that lovely free postcards that you've got with that beautiful gold foiling on, which I hope you like, and then just using some dimensional flowers, adding that bit of colour around the edge of your sentiments and the tags just to make everything pop off that beautiful doily paper. But it would have been really nice if you have a go at this at home, please cut out around the pattern paper and then slot your postcard behind, because that would be really lovely way to set that postcard off, but you wouldn't lose your rose pattern then either. So that's card number one. Bear with. Okay, oh sorry, gave you a bash then, bashed you on the head. Let's clear the decks. Right, so the next one I was asked about scruffy flowers, so I was going to show you how to make one of these lovely scruffy flowers. So I have done quite a bit of it in advance, because obviously you don't want to sit and watch me cut loads of pattern paper out and strip it like that, like fringe it. So this, because our pattern papers are 6x6, this is actually 3 pieces of 6x6 joined together. So I made this one out of 2, but it's it's a lovely fluffy flower, but I wanted this one to be fuller, and we'll be able to see the difference. So that was the reason for doing it as well. So I've cut strips of the black and white paper and then inked red on the end, so that when I have my flower, you're going to be able to see that nice bit of colour on the edge of the petals. And then I'm just fringing. You need to cut down as far as you can go without cutting through. A little tip that some people do is they put bulldog clips along the bottom, so it helps to keep it straight and you know that you're not going to cut through it. However, if you do cut through it, it doesn't matter. Just keep going. It doesn't matter if you end up joining 20 bits together, you're still going to make a lovely fluffy flower. So we now have that whole length ready to go. So starting the very beginning with a little bit of glue, and I do a little bit to get started, and then I do add a little bit more glue each time. So you're just going to start winding this up, so coiling it round and round. You need to keep it quite tight, and you want to keep that bottom piece nice and straight, because that is the bit that you're actually going to join onto your card or your project, your picture, whatever. So then another little bit of glue, and again coil this up. So if I keep working on my mat now, I should be able to do it a little bit easier, because you've got that firm surface to push against. Don't forget to keep it nice and straight. Every now and again check that you've got the top at the bottom is being nice and straight as well, so that you've got that nice bit to stick onto your card. So don't go off skew. Take your time when you're doing this at home. Obviously I'm rushing a little bit, which I will try not to, because I don't want to ruin it. Took me a long time to cut all those fringing in there. Okay, now I will tell you as well that for any of you that wouldn't want to do all that fringing, there is actually a die available, which somebody very kindly bought me because I was making so many scruffy flowers at one stage. She said you might find this really useful, which I did. I can't remember the brand of the die. I think it was Cheery Lynn, but I do know that it was Hazel Eaton who actually gave me the die. So I'm sure Hazel will be more than happy to sort out. She's Dragon's Paper Crafts, so I'm sure if she can still get it, she'll be happy to help anybody. Okay, so all that glue all the way along the end, but you don't need a die, you can do it just with your scissors as well, so it's entirely up to you. Keep going all the way to the end, keeping it nice and tight. So you don't want to get the glue too far up, because you're going to pull your petals back round. So all the way. So you can see there that mine isn't particularly straight, so when I show you the bottom it's going to have a hole in it, which isn't going to be very easy to attach it. So it is important to do that a bit more slowly and get that really nice firm solid bit in the bottom at the base. Okay, so then what you do is you're going to pull these bits back a few at a time. Just go round, spread them out, but you want to pull them right back down so that you've got them right up until where you cut them. If you don't, then your fluffy flower is going to be quite small. So open these up first of all. You can play around with it and fluff it up until you like how it looks, and you are best to do just a few at a time and do that all the way. Just keep pulling a few down each time. Make sure you've got them going the right way, so when we get into the middle, you can even, let's bring these bits back over to that side. You can even squash this right down, because then you can still play around with it, fluffing it up. But look how much fuller that looks to that one, and that's because I used 3 pieces instead of having just 2 pieces. Okay, yep, you can use herb scissors or shredding scissors. I know that Martha Stewart do some fringing scissors as well, but they're all very even. And what I like about this is, because I cut it by hand, they're irregular, so you get some that have got wider spikes, petals, whatever, fluffy bits. And we've made them this big before. When we did a workshop and a picture, we had really wide strips that we cut into, and this lady made the most beautiful, she cut it so fine, she made the most beautiful fluffy flower. It was like a pom-pom, it was amazing. So I wanted to show you how, I keep knocking you, I'm sorry, how lovely the the Julie Love Special Days looks on craft as well. How nice is that? With that craft paper, the craft cardstock. So I've taken a panel of the red dotty one, which I love again. Well, I love all of them because it's Julie Loves. But you always end up with favourites, don't you? So I'm going to pop that down on the front of my card. I want a little border on one side and I want a bigger border on the other side, and you will see why in just a second. And then I'm going to trim the excess off, if I can find my scalpel. Did I get it out ready? I might have done. Maybe I didn't. Okay, bear with me, sorry. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I wouldn't know what to do if I lost my scalpel. Okay, so I'm just going to trim that excess off there. Get rid of that. So now we've got, and when you do that, this is going to be now, it's because it's cut upwards, so it's got like a sharp edge on here. Just run your nail down there and it puts it back over the card, which is just gives it a much nicer finish. So then I'm going to use one of the borders, but I wanted to show you about cutting around the edge of that lacy pattern. So just leaving a bit of the pink showing so it makes it easier to cut out. If you want to fussy cut, absolutely fine. I'm just terrible at things like that, so I like to leave a border just so it makes it a little bit easier and gives it, well, I just find it easier to cut out really. So now I've got that nice edge to that border strip, going to turn it over, put some glue on the back, and I'm going to place this on my edge, so it's going to give me that nice bit of interest down the edge of my card, but I can still see that lovely craft as well because I just think it looks so nice with the craft. Again, turn this over using my craft knife just up against the edge of the card and trim that off, and the same at the bottom end here. Trim that away. So now we've got that lovely border down the edge of our card, but you can still see your craft. And then I've got a selection of our doilies that I'm going to use. I've got some tags and some sentiments and a few flowers as well, just to kind of show. This is when I was going to show you, if you don't want to use it as a Happy Valentine's Day tag, all I need to do is put my birthday wishes over the top, but I've still got a heart that I can use and it looks lovely on my card. So I'm going to start off, I'm not going to ink these ones, I think I'll leave these plain. So I'm just going to add a little bit of twine to that actual tag. So I'm going to go through, tie it in a double knot. Whenever I do bows, I still do a double knot, and the reason I do that is it means that I don't have to fight trying to hold the twine in place. It's now going to stay in place. If you do it upside down, so I've got the tag facing away from me, if I tie 2 loops and tie those 2 loops together and pull them through, then get a lovely bow that's got the tails hanging down and the loops at the top. Trim away what I don't want and get rid of the excess there. Get rid of those, sorry. I'm doing well at hitting you. Okay, so now I'm going to place my doilies on my cards. So I'm going to glue one down, going to have one up in the corner there, and then excuse me, I'm going to overhang those 2. So I'm going to glue this one as well, and then I'm going to put the black one on with foam pads to raise it up. So let's add a bit of interest with this one. I'm really sorry that I'm not managing to read your comments as well as demo and talk, but if there's anything that I need to come back to, I will. I'll read them all afterwards and come back to you. So I'm sorry if you're asking me stuff. I know Mary's there, and Mary's brilliant at answering questions. But I will have a look afterwards, and if there's anything I need to answer, I will do that as well. So off with my foam pads, just put them on the back of the tag because I want to raise that up and add a bit of interest to that. So I'm going to have that one at the top there. I'm going to layer I'll just move my card down a little bit. Going to put some glue over the top of Valentine's because I want it to be a birthday card. So if you don't want this for Valentine's Day, it's a perfect way still to be able to get lots of use from your kit. Again, turn that over, and a couple of foam pads on the back. I don't ever use many foam pads, you don't need to. I'm going to overhang, let's have that hanging off a little bit like that. Then we've got our fluffy flower, so let's have our really nice full fluffy flower. Now this will stick down, even though I said there's that hole there. As long as I get some glue around the edge there, it will be absolutely fine. Or I could use a really nice big foam pad to hold it down as well. So I'm just going to pop that down. Let's add a couple of flowers. I'm not going to add all those flowers that I picked out. I'm actually going to use a couple of flowers around on the tags and the sentiment. So I'm going to have one up here, and I'm going to have a pinky one on the other piece, a pinky flower. So I love that we always do our flowers that match the pattern paper. So this has got little pink spots on it, but we do have a pattern paper that's got the big pink spots, so you know whatever you use will work together. So I have that one on there, and then what I wanted to do, I wanted to bring in my stamps. So I'm going to move this up a little bit, and I'm going to bring in my stamping platform, and I'm going to stamp the word special onto my pattern paper. Now I've got to hope that I don't hit you as I open this up. Good. So I've got a piece of pattern paper, which I'm going to use the cream and the red squares. Pop that down in my corner and hold those in place with my magnets. Look, I broke a magnet. I didn't think that was possible. Really quite shocked me, I have to say. So I'm going to stamp my special down the bottom there, so I have to shut my stamping platform, pick my stamp up, open it back up. Then I'm going to take my black ink pad, and because I can't open this out very well, but I'm inking up the stamp. And the reason I'm doing it in my stamp platform is because my ink pad is almost run out, and I know I'm probably not going to get a brilliant impression because my stamp pad, I need a new one. So by doing it in here, I can stamp it out, lift the paper up. Actually, that came out beautifully. Look how lovely that looks. I don't need to redo that. Perfect. But that was why I was doing it in my stamping platform, especially because it does help if you want to realign something. You just put it back in and go straight away again, and it's all perfectly realigned. So I'm going to trim this down. So just take a little bit off of here, so it's just slightly bigger than the word. That was all I wanted. And then I wanted to show you a trick. So I'm going to put this down here. It's going to go underneath the flower, so I can trim along the line. And then I'll trim this back a little bit as well. Sorry, I'm trying to watch over the camera. I will get better with it, I promise. So then I can turn this up, and I'm just going to cut into the middle. So if you cut up first of all and then cut into that centerpiece, it is much easier to get it into the middle. Okay, and then again I would curl this and shape it just to give it a little bit of movement and everything. And then I want some glue on the back, and just to tuck it down the bottom there. And then we just need, which I can stamp, actually I can stamp that directly, I think. So from my stamps, where did I bury them? Here. So we can have special wishes. Okay, so I've got my wishes on my stamp, on my block. So I put my stamp onto my acrylic block, ink it up. I just move that up a little bit so we can put the paper so you can see it. And we'll use the heart either side. So like I did on the other card, so it's just going to draw your eye to see in the sentiment. So because I'm only using a little stamp, I put a second stamp on my block, so it's going to help it not to rock. And then using the black ink pad, ink up my heart, put one side, ink it again, and one the other side. Okay, then I can trim that down. move that out of the way. Bring my guillotine back in. I always put it on top of my card. I'm really bad, you know. Okay, then I can trim using the lines on the paper so I can get it absolutely spot on. And then I will just trim down there. Let's get rid of those. So now we've got special wishes that we can put down the bottom. We'll put that on with a few foam pads to raise it up. Because you've got that lovely dimension in the special, you need some dimension so that this word is going to match as well. And then we can overhang at the bottom. Okay, so then all we need is 2 bits of candy. So a piece in there and a piece in that one. And I need my box on my bits. So I need my gorgeous black glossy candy. Oh, it's just, I love this so much. This is just absolutely beautiful candy. Glossy and shiny and dimensional. What else could you want? No need to put the glossy accents on it. So using our stamps and our kit, using those lovely doilies, using the tags, using my Valentine's heart, but using it as a birthday wishes instead, and then adding my stamps too. Thank you. It is a great tip to stop the stamp from rocking, adding that second stamp. You could frame it. I want to frame it as a picture. You could frame that as a picture quite easily. Yeah, you could, Hazel. That would look lovely. So I've really waffled on a bit, but I've got one more demo for you yet, if you want to stay. Okay, so my next demo, I'm going to do a 7x7 card. Now I know that's very big for me, but I do love these as much as the 6x6 because it just gives you a really nice square. I do like squares, I have to say. And what I wanted to do with this one was I wanted to add an envelope. So I had one of my, this is a 5x5 envelope. I'm not going to get the whole envelope on my card, but I know that. I'm quite happy about that. So I've lined the inside of it on one, and then I opened the other one up, and what I did was I placed my piece of pattern paper, so let me show you so it makes sense. Get a piece of the dotty paper. So how I did this, I drew around this part to get my flap and cut it out, and then I just lay my piece of pattern paper inside the envelope and drew round it and cut it out, and then I drew round it on this side and cut it out. So I now have the 2 side pieces. I did exactly the same with the bottom piece, but I did that in a different colour. So I drew round that and I've got that piece now. So I can now actually glue these pieces to my envelope. So I'm going to move my card out of the way so it doesn't get dirty. And I'm going to put the sides on first because the bottom flap always hides that, and I've messed up which side was which now. I think that's right. Okay, so just popping that down on there, and then the same on this side, so a little bit of glue on this side, and I'm doing the sides first because they are underneath that bottom flap. Line up the edge, perfect. And then I can put the glue this time. Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of, I've got some foam pad bits. Okay, so put the glue this time on the piece of paper because this is then going onto the bottom of my envelope. So I now have a completely decorated envelope in those lovely pattern papers ready to go onto the front of my card, but I'm going to cut it down, so I'm going to have it a bit skew width. And then I'm going to slot in one of those beautiful postcards that you get with the foiling. That's going to slot in here, and then I'm going to decorate it up. So I'm going to put my envelope down first of all. So I want all of the flap piece, and then I'm going to put glue all in the middle here. Turn it over, and I want it to be overhanging the edge of the card. So then I'm going to flip this over, get the glue off of my mat so I don't put it on the front of my card. And then I'm going to take my craft knife and just use that as a guide down the edge of my card, cutting a couple of times because I've got more than one layer because I'm going through the envelope and the pattern papers. Get rid of that and then turn it round. Can trim that piece away as well. So again, just use your card as a guide with your craft knife and trim that piece away. And then when I turn this over, we've now got an envelope on the front of our card that is a pocket, so it's ready for a card to go in. So again, if you wanted to put a gift card in there, that would be a really nice thing to do as well. I think we're going to ink around the edge with this one. Thank you. I just thought it was a really nice, I saw it as an idea on probably my favourite place. I know it wasn't actually on Pinterest, I think it was on Instagram. I'd seen somebody done it and I thought that was a really lovely thing to do. Oh, thank you. So just curling and shaping just to give that little bit of texture and movement, so we can tuck that in there. You can glue these in place if you want to. In fact, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, but I'm actually going to glue it. So I put the glue on the top so I can actually glue it to the inside of the envelope, so it's still now a pocket, so I could tuck a little card in there, I could tuck a little gift card in there. I think I'd got this to go up there, so I put some glue on there, tuck this behind one of those lovely lace doilies, and I've got, that was what I put on here as well, so with the just to say on the little tag, so take some foam pads, pop them down just to raise that up, so we can have that. Oh, we can have that over the top look as well, so it would add like a little catch, wouldn't it? And then I've got lots of flowers and some tags to link together. So again, we'll just put little foam pad to join my tags together. So as long as I overlap the holes, that's fine. And then we can have this going over the edge of our envelope, so that's going to draw your eye to it as well, because you're entering those white spaces with another colour, so you're actually like creating like a little frame for it. So it's a really nice thing to do, is just to overhang them slightly like that. We need a bit of twine to add. Now, because I didn't do it before, this is another way that you could do it. So I've taken a length of the twine, do 2 loops, and just tie those 2 loops together, and then I'm making that lovely bow, which then I can just add a little bit of glue to the top of my tags, and we can place it on the top, so it's going to look like you threaded them with the twine. So I could have threaded it, but it's another way in case you forget. So curl and shape my flower as well, so I'm just going to do this to a few of the flowers that I've got. Have I missed something with the comments with all these laughing faces going on? It's not me, is it? Have I said something bad or funny, or is it somebody else? Will I get it when I watch back? Oh, okay, so autocorrect, right, okay. I thought maybe I said something funny. Okay, so with this one I want to show you, if you just twirl each petal, so at an angle, so twist it at an angle over the edge of your pokey tool and just go round and round, then you're going to create like a Catherine wheel on one. This can come down the bottom, and I've got another little daisy here, so we can curl and shape this one and add this, so we'll have this one up here, and then I've got this other sentiment, so enjoy your special day. So again, curling and shaping just to give it some movement, so it doesn't have to go on flat. And then a little bit of glue on the back and on the curled piece, overlap that down the bottom, and then we just need some centres for our flowers. Oh, I haven't stuck anything down. That was silly. Okay, so a little bit of glue in the centres of those. Let's have these 2 together, top there, and then these ones can go over the edge. Oh, we could have had a bit of border as well down there. That would have looked nice, wouldn't it? And look, as we've got a special Shall we have a fluffy flower on there as well? Yeah, why not? Okay, so some glue in the centre, add that fluffy flower as well, and then all we need to finish off is some foam pads in the centres of all those flowers. Oh, thank you. I like seeing lots of hearts. It's very reassuring that you like the kit for a start, but then also what we've made, the demos that I've done for you as well. Okay, so let's take this off, all the backing papers, and then we just need some lovely bits of candy. I think this has probably got to be my favourite candy, this black gloss. It's just beautiful. Just, it's going to go with absolutely anything, isn't it? So whatever you use this on, it's just going to look fabulous. I think we must have, oh, that's it. Left the backing paper on there, and I haven't even added one tiny little bit of glitter glue or liquid pearls or anything, but look at that lovely foil postcard, and that's your free gift in your Julie Loves kit. So I hope you've really enjoyed this launch for the Julie Loves on Facebook Live. Hope you've enjoyed the demos and the fact that actually let's turn it around, let's have it back up here. So I hope you've really enjoyed all the demos and everything. If you've never bought a Julie Loves kit before, then if you get on over to Craftwork Cards website at www.craftworkcards.com, you can either do the month to month, and we will contact you before we take any money, asking you next month if you want the next collection, if you go for this one. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I have to thank Jill Cox for helping me with the cards. I have to thank everybody for joining us. It's been really fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed it too. Thank you, ladies, about the demos. That's brilliant. If there's anything you want me to show you, please let me know, and I will see you again next month. Oh, you must join me next month. Can't wait to show you what we've got for next month. But the last Sunday of every month will be the Julie Loves here on Craftwork Cards page, and that's over an hour, so you've had your own Julie Loves show, really. All right, everyone, thanks ever so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and speak to you soon. I can get it via, you can get it via your VIP discount. You can, yes. So if you're a VIP, sorry, before we go, if you're a VIP member, of course you get 10% off and your free postage and packing as well. So it's even more reason to be a VIP. So if you're not, you need to go on over to the website as well to find out about that. So thanks for joining me again. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.